Now that we can see the top of the mountain, we're going to get up there and find out what's there. I've put my Switch in the Japanese language and will be translating text as we come across it as a helpful lesson in Japanese for myself and anyone else who's interested. We'll continue the kanji scavenger hunt, so each time I see a kanji for the first time, I'm adding it to the list. At this point, we've found 197 of them. Now, let's try this badge challenge. This level title starts with a kanji compound that's new for us, Tatsujin. The first kanji is one we can add to the list. Its own reading is tatsu, and kun reading is tachi. When it follows a noun of some kind, it makes it plural. Watashi-tachi, for example, means us. In this case, we're using the meaning attain. The second kanji, as we know, is hito, or jin, for person. Attain person translates to expert. From there, it's a lot of katakana spelling out English-friendly words. Baji challenge, badge challenge. Jetoran, jet run. Level 1. I think this is our first repeated level tip. We saw this one ahead of the parachute badge challenge in part 7. We have the katakana for badge challenge, then dewa, meaning then. Badge again in katakana, with the ga particle making the badge our subject. The kanji compound jido, which means automatic. The particle de, meaning to, and kawaru, which means to change. Our badge changes automatically in badge challenge levels. Yet again, badge in katakana, the o particle making the badge an object this time, and tsukai kanaso. Tsukai is the root of this word, meaning use, and the kanaso suffix changes it to get the hang of. Get the hang of using this badge. This is a new badge for the collection. It makes us run continuously, kind of like the cell phone game Mario Run that was popular for a few seconds back in 2017-ish. Just like the level title, we start off with the katakana Jeto Ran, or Jet Run. The instruction block begins with Sugoi, amazing. Hayasa means speed. The de particle suggests motion. I think of it as to. Then the katakana spelling dashu, or dash. Jitsuzukuru means continuous. Yo means use. Ni is to again. And naru, become. You will dash continuously at amazing speed. Next we have a new kanji for the collection, gake. This one means cliff or sharp drop. It has an on reading of gai. We're using the kun reading here. We then follow up with kara, meaning from the cliff. Tobira shite, fly do. The mo particle means also. Next is sukoshi, meaning a bit. It has the suffix no aida, a bit's interval, or a little while. The next two kanjis are kuchu, midair. The de particle gives motion, as to. Then katakana janpu and dekiru for can. For a short while, you can jump midair after running off a cliff. Sa, itemiyo! Come on, let's go. So we're doing the speed run here. Kind of run off the edge. Then you have to jump just before it runs out. Miss the mushroom. But it's kind of a fun badge when you get the hang of it. But it's sort of a drag until you do. And fail. Always fun to miss the excellent, but it is what it is. And we got a Wonder Seed. Alright, how exciting. It's not a badge I intend to use much. And now we're going to learn all about this new badge again. Thanks, Prince Florian, for the repetitive reminder. But now I've made it to the top of the mountain, and I have this little warpy zone thing. So where does this lead? Kind of reminds me of the Adventures of Link with his sword when you get the game over, or when you lose a life. The way Mario is holding that little flower. I'll just leave it at that. And here we go. Florian has more to say. Oh, mite kudasai. Koko wa. So, oh, mite is look, kudasai is please, and here, or this. Look at this. Itai, dokona no desho ne? Itai means basically what in the world. Doko, or dokana, means where. And then nodesho is more of like an I guess, and then ne kind of gives it that inflection. So he's basically saying, where in the world are we? Kada meaning however, Nandaka meaning somehow, and Sugoku meaning very. Then he searches for his words and finds supesharu, which is the katakana spelling of special. He adds a na to make it an adjective. Next, we have a new kanji for our list. This one is, funnily enough, in a word pronounced kanji. It means feeling or emotion. The own reading that we are using, which is kan, is generally the only way this one is pronounced. We then get the ga particle, making the special je ne sais quoi the subject of the sentence. Shimasu means to do. However, somehow this place feels very special. Now he's talking about the grand seed. We can see grand seed spelled out in katakana, followed by the particle no. So we're talking about a property of the grand seed. The kanji compound is read as kahai. The first one, ke, means air or spirit, as we've seen before. The second one, hai, is using its own reading and means distribute. It has a kun reading of kuba. Air and distribute is a fanciful way of indicating sign of presence. So now we're referring to signs of the presence of a grand seed. The particle wa confirms the sign is our subject. Shimasenga, the negative form of do, there is no sign of a grand seed. Then we have temashi, which is to try, and the particle ni giving us some action. Try it. Susunde, go ahead, mimas to see, and ka as a verbal question mark. Would you like to go ahead and try it out? This wordy level title is Dokan Roku Heigen SP, so Clay Pipe Rock Plains SP for special level. Kuranporen, which we know is the Japanese name for the happos, a no particle making the next item something of the happos, then katakana spelling of togetoge. This means spiky. And lastly, the word watari for crossing, so the happos spiky crossing. This level tip has a lot going on. We start with the katakana kabe. This means wall. Then a new kanji in the list for the word zoe, meaning alongside, so along the wall. We're using a kun reading here. The own reading for this kanji is en. Then we have the particle niwa, which means the purpose of some kind. The kanji compound has two more for our list. Together they say tome, meaning transparent. The first one uses its own reading of to. It also has a kun reading of su. It means clear or transparent. The second one, mei, is also using an own reading. It has another own reading of myo and kun readings of a and aka. It means bright or clear as well. That is followed by the katakana baroku, or block, transparent blocks alongside the wall. We have a ga particle making the block our subject. Aru means there is, koto means thing, and mo means also. The second sentence starts with the aya kanji for ayashi, suspicious, then tokoro meaning place, and the de particle for movement meaning to. The next katakana spells janpa or jump, shite means do, mio means let's do, see or try. Try jumping in suspicious places to find transparent blocks against the wall. Okay, first 5-star level. So despite what you see here, this was not done in one try, but I did want a clean try where I was able to get all the purple coins and go through it. So I won't bother telling you how many times this took me, but it was a few. This little bouncing routine is not as easy as it looks. If you go too far one side, he suddenly goes in a different direction. Go too far off to the side, and suddenly you're just falling off and he gets away. At least it's a short level. Wonder Seed in the bag. Congratulations from the flower, of course. And then even the flagpole is a little bit of a challenge here. Boing, boing. Yes! Wonderful. So that would be it for this level. So stay tuned for the next, and like and subscribe if you want to keep up and learn some more kanjis with me. Thanks for watching.